Hello and welcome to Treasure Hunting with Catherine live. Wow, that's exciting. I see lots of people in the chat room. I see Mary, I see Shirley, Marie, John, Sherry, Julie, Yaya. Oh, I see Deborah. I see some visitors. I see Paul. Hey, Paul. I'm loving your work in books. If you haven't yet, everyone should check out Paul Mull's Selling Books and Media on Amazon Facebook group, because I'm really enjoying some of the stuff that's being posted in there. Lots and lots of information about books. Hi, Julie, you're over in the UK. Hi. Hi, welcome from California. Yay. Um, can you all hear me okay? Sound check. Can everyone hear me? I'm not just going, I'm going to assume you can hear me. Yes, thank you, Sherry. So, sorry, I'm getting messages on my screen here. If you have a question for me, put it here, and I will do my best to answer any questions. You can put them on the screen, and I think people can vote them up if there's something they really want to see answered. So do that. I'm probably going to talk about my haul this week. If anyone wants to share anything, feel free. Um, it's been a really good week for treasure hunting. So on Friday, yesterday, I got recognized. Oh my gosh. I was first in line for an estate sale. And I was just about starting my coffee. So I don't know if I was at my best yet, but I was standing in line with my coffee, kind of bleary eyed, and a lady said, "You're Catherine." And I was like, "Am I?" "Yes." And she was a really lovely lady called Cheryl. Um, and apparently we had a shout out on eBay scavengers. There's a group called eBay scavengers, and apparently they're a pretty interesting group. They do hardcore eBaying, and they gave us a shout out. So yay, the word is getting out about treasure hunting. And she was such a lovely lady. She told me about vinyl, which is her speciality. She got into collecting and selling vinyl. She told me 1950s and 1960s is what to look out for, mainly 1950s, and it has to be in great condition. So I learned something really cool there, because I don't know a lot about vinyl. I always look at the vinyl boxes at estate sales, and I'm nervous. I know like DVDs and CDs, but vinyl is it's another thing. So that was really good to know. Today, wow. So the estate sales were okay this week, but I had a great time at of them are just these crazy. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm seeing. I like looking at vinyl, but it's very overwhelming. I think one thing I mean to do with vinyl is just to go on eBay and look at the completeds for vinyl, and for albums, and just see which are selling at a high price. Um, because actually this week I think it might have been in Thrifting with the Boys, someone was talking about 8 tracks and saying that there were very high priced 8 tracks. And I was really surprised by this, because I've often seen 8 tracks in thrift stores and I've looked at them and I haven't found much. But they said that some of them sell for a lot. So I went on eBay and I checked the completeds and I did high to low. And here's an interesting one. There's an 8-track that sells with that sells with particular cars or sold with cars in the 70s or 80s. And if you can find those 8-tracks that went with that particular car, those are worth like $200, maybe more. Because people who are selling those vintage cars um, want the authentic sound. So they want to listen to the original 8 tracks that came with those cars back in the day. So that was something I learned. So I think there's probably you can teach yourself a lot just by going to eBay and checking the completeds and doing a high to low on everything that you're interested in, whether it's 8 tracks or vinyl or whatever subject you're interested in. So, yeah, I had rummage sales this week. So they went this morning was insane. Oh my gosh, we drove out to El Cajon, and it's kind of a bit out of the way. I think everyone heads north into the urban areas and the suburban areas. This was a little bit more out towards the desert, and it was a crazy sale. It was so big, and I love these sort of sales. The only problem is that I think you need a strategy. So I took my lovely boyfriend. I dragged him out of bed, and I've done these big sales before, and I found them really hard work when you're on your own. Because if you get your box together, you're kind of guarding your box, trying to find someone to help you, trying to check out. Um, and then how do you get it to the car without someone coming and picking from your box? So I recommend help if you go to a really big rummage sale. And often you know the big ones because they'll say they're like 5,000 square feet. This one said 15,000 square feet. And we got that. There wasn't actually that big a line. I was expecting dealers, I was expecting people with scanners. So my strategy was to go straight for the books. I like books a lot. And I said to my boyfriend, have a look round, look for sealed electronics or electronics in the box that are really low priced. Look for any perfumes except Avon, and look for Starbucks mugs. And I thought that was a really like simple, straightforward um, list. And he did good. He found a Starbucks mug, one of the Global Icon Canada ones. So not one of the super amazing city ones, but it was one of the global icon ones. So awesome. And I found a pink barista mug as well, which I haven't looked up yet, but that was cool. Um, but the books, it was really interesting. There was a lot of books and no dealers. There was no one going along the road, scan, scan, scan. And really, I had kind of a bad week at estate sales. There was this guy who beat me to every single estate sale this week. Like every estate sale I went to, he got there first. And I don't know if he was in a TARDIS or he's just a ninja or what, but he seemed to follow the exact route that I was doing. And he was just like 5 minutes before me. So everywhere I got, he was walking out with a big box of books. So today made up for my estate sale challenges this week. And I ran into Cheryl, the nice lady I was talking to again, and she's like, "You got them all? You scanned them all?" So I'm like, "Oh, that guy again. Oh, what do I do?" So I thought what I might talk about today is the books, and how to just a bit more about the kind of books that you see at rummage sales, and these are things I see all the time. Let me show you a few of them. Um, oh, let me move over here. Um, these are the kind of books I see all the time. These car manuals. Now they're interesting. Um, some of them are worth a lot. I've sold some of these Chilton ones for like $50, $60. Oh, and the Haynes ones. The Haynes ones particularly. These ones, I've seen some of these selling at quite good prices at $50 or $60. This one isn't particularly great, but always look at them. And in fact, I tend to, if they're cheap enough, I tend to just grab them because they're usually worth something. And you can probably eBay them even if you can't Amazon them. But I've done really well with them on Amazon on the whole. The only thing I found is the older they are, the better they are. People seem to like the really old ones. And the problem is they tend to not be in great condition. So it's kind of a catch-22. That you want the old ones, but they tend to be the more beaten up ones. But still, I always look at those at least. And I tend to grab them. Another thing, game guides. These are pretty interesting. I think one of these was selling at $20. I don't know what I've done with my phone. Oh, there it is. Let me scan these. Because I found that game guides, they're not all great. There's some that aren't worth anything, but a lot of these game guides. So this one, most of the sellers on this one are selling around. Well, it's $40 new, and there's no FBA sellers. So I'm thinking I can probably sell that for about $25. It's got a decent rank. So always check out game guides. Another thing I always see at rummage sales, especially, and you see these all over. These great courses. Has anyone sold any of these? I discovered these at a sale. Well, I just got lucky with them. They had a box at an estate sale quite a while back, and they were all brand new. And that tipped me off that they were something worth looking at. And I found that actually a lot of them in good condition are still they're still a really good value. So let's look at this one. This is Civil Liberties. Um, yeah, in good condition, this is selling for $40. The only catch is this is part 3, so be careful. Always check on the back how many parts there are and make sure you find all the parts, and then count the CDs. It's such a pain, but often it's worth it. And the same goes for audiobooks. I find audiobooks are often great sellers, even for things like I don't know, Harry Potter, even things that in books wouldn't be a great sale. Often the audiobooks are worth something. So those are that's just a little bit more on books. I thought I had a dud. I was talking about this in Paul's group yesterday. I picked up this book from an estate sale, and I looked at it and I thought, it's a pretty book. It's The Bath by Diane von Furstenberg. I thought she was all about dresses. Like, dresses are cool. I didn't know she was into, and it's literally a book about baths, which is interesting. So I was like, okay, it doesn't scan it. It scans it in maybe $6, $7, I don't know. And then I opened it and signed. Hey, Diane von Furstenberg. It's pretty cool. Like, she's a like Diane von Furstenberg. Now I don't know about nameplates because it's signed on a nameplate that's stuck in. So I don't know whether that devalues it a bit. And the book's not in great condition, but I looked on eBay and her autobiography is sold for at least $40 signed. So I think it's saleable. It's decent. I could probably put it on Amazon or I could eBay it. I'm torn. I'm torn at the moment. I think it doesn't have a very good rank on Amazon. So I probably won't sell it on there because I feel like not many people will look on Amazon for The Bath by Diane von Furstenberg. But I think people might look on eBay just under her name, not necessarily for that particular book, but just because they're fans of her. So I think I might actually have better luck selling that on eBay than selling it on Amazon. So that's my logic there. So a great sale this morning. I think books were 25 cents. So it was a bit of a grab bag of I came home with boxes and boxes. I didn't bring everything out here like I did last week, just because it looks a little bit rainy. It's not quite as sunny as it usually is, so I didn't want to lug everything out. But I was very glad I had help because we got a lot of boxes of books. There were sealed DVDs. There were sealed games. Um, so we started in books, and I really didn't want to leave there because I was having such a good time. There were books, DVDs, video games, electronics. Um, But we oh, John says sign nameplate is okay. That's good to know. That's good. We'll put it on we'll put it on eBay and we'll see how we do with that. So I went all around the books and eventually I moved out to toys. Which is kind of a cool place to go. Sealed board games, always a winner. And I found, oh, this one. I'm sorry, I keep going out the camera. I have everything over there. American Girl, don't knock American Girl. I found a board game, I found a sealed book, and I found some American Girl DVDs that even in good condition sell for about $20, I think. So really big fan of American Girl. And I think they're very easy to overlook as well. Just there's so many accessories and so many bits and pieces that it's easy to just overlook like a DVD about American Girl. But for some reason, those are very sought after, really high quality brands. So I was excited by this book, by this board game. I think that's about $40 right there. So that was really nice find. What else? Oh, another thing. They had a lot of stuff. Ah, I got a couple more books. This was an interesting one. So I thought there were video games at first because I'm like, oh, Halo, it's a video game. It's actually a box set of novels. Now I know we don't tend to look at a lot of fiction and novels, um, but actually I think science fiction's a bit of an exception. And I think sealed box sets, if you can find sealed box sets, I think this was like $1 or 50 cents, something like that. Really great buy. I scanned that in and it's about a $30 payout, or maybe $25. Either way, that's a pretty happy, good payout. So really pleased with that. I think I spent 115, maybe $120 today. Um, but oh my gosh, at the end, so this is what we did. We started off at this huge big rummage sale. And we went all around there. We did the books, electronics, we went to toys and games. I went into housewares. They had some stuff that was a bit expensive. I saw a lot of Precious Moments figurines, but they were pricing them at like $20. Um, and people aren't going to buy at a rummage sale at those prices. Um, Only collectors are really going to pay those prices. Maybe dealers if they know what they're looking for. And I didn't really want to look them up and deal with that. So I just left all those sort of things. I went through the clothes. I found another of those bandanas I'm always talking about, the color fast ones. So there was one of those for 50 cents. There was some cool hats. I picked up a few new with tags hats. They were 50 cents each. It was a lot of fun. And then we went on to another couple of rummage sales. We drove out to a very rural area, like a very rural area, um, in a church hall, and gosh, there was everything on the tables was 25 cents. So you could buy things for a quarter. They were selling like there was 14-carat necklaces. There was just a lot of there's a lot of stuff to sort through. I saw there were fraternity badges. Um, there were ornaments. There were some really interesting Hallmark ornaments. There was one of Neil Armstrong on the moon. I don't know if anyone knows anything about Hallmark ornaments or whether that's a valuable one. I haven't checked it out yet. Um, but there was a lot of things there. So we loaded up there. One thing I've got to say about if it's a sale where everything's 25 cents, I just tend to make a big box and load everything up because I figure if you spend $5, you can get like what 20. Oh, I've got to do maths here. You spend $5, you got like 25 items. Is that right? 4 times 5, 20 items. Maths. I need more coffee. If one in 20 items sells for $20, you've quadrupled your money. So I just tend to buy a huge lot of stuff if it's 25 cents. which is why my house looks like a hoarder house. But that's, you can always donate it. You can redonate it. You can give it away. You can give it to your kids. So lots of things for 25 cents. Another thing with like buying a lot of stuff, I picked up this bundle. I think this was $1. And it's kind of interesting. Someone thought about this. Like they should be an eBay. The person who put this together should be an eBay. Because it's all Godzilla themed. So it was interesting. This is junk. These are bootleg CDs. This is no good. I mean, give it to your kids or throw it out, but you can't sell that. But there were some DVDs of Japanese monster movies. Those aren't worth much individually, but put them together on eBay, you've got probably $15. But this, hey, cool Godzilla PS2 game. Now I don't usually bother looking at PS2 games, but this one, $25 in acceptable condition. Yay! That's an easy Amazon FBA sale right there. So I was very happy with that. So if I'm at a rummage sale, I tend to just go in and grab, and I look at the whole. I look at like the overall picture and not worry too much about any, like you shouldn't be dickering over any little particular item. Just go in there and grab everything that looks halfway interesting, and see what you find, because the chances are that you'll pick up some junk, but there should be some treasure in there. So after we went out to the rural rummage sale, we went to a couple of those. Most of them not so good, just parking lot rummage sales. One was interesting, and it kind of ties into what I'm saying about if you go early to a sale, things are overpriced. Like the precious moments, I felt they were overpriced. So those guidebooks for the video games. Here was the price. I'm dropping things. These were the price tags on them. So they started these off at $10 each. Now I wouldn't touch them at $10 each. They probably sell for what, $15, $20. I wouldn't touch them at $10. And then they dropped them down to $5. Well, that's still a lot. And I talked to the guy, and he goes, "Well, I looked them up online." Yeah. The problem with people when they price things online, they always look at eBay and they always look at the current listings. They never look at the completed or the sold. They look at the current listings, which are often ambitious. Um, but anyway, it's no good to us because we want some margin there. So I arrived there kind of towards the end of the sale, and I said to the guy, "Really? Are these the prices?" And he had some PS3 games. I don't. Oh, I have got them here. So the PS3 games, he was doing the same thing. $20 on Tomb Raider, uh, and he went, "Oh, actually, yeah, that's down to $3 now." Okay. So I ended up, I said, "Look, I'll give you $15 for all of your game guides." And I think he had 7 or 8, and he went, "Oh, okay then." And the PS3 games, he said, "Okay, those are down to $3 now." So he started at $20, which is cool. He can, yeah, you're right. He should just sell them online. I like when I see people who want these prices at yard sales or rummage sales, just like you could just put it on eBay. If you want to sell it for $30, put it on eBay. That's probably the way to go. So yeah, there's something to be said about timing. And this kind of leads into what happened next. So we went back to the original sale, which was the huge, ginormous 15,000 square feet sale where we found all these amazing books and DVDs and everything. Like, look at this, $1, Smallville, sealed, bam. There was a bunch of those. I have a box of sealed box sets of DVDs, and they weren't distinguishing. $1 for DVDs, 25 cents for CDs, 25 cents for books, no matter what condition, what, just awesome, awesome sale. So we went back there because you got to go back to something like that. And it turned out we thought we had till 1. Excuse me, coffee. We thought we had till 1, but it turned out actually it was finishing at 12. and we got there at about 11:45, and we started in the housewares room because I wanted to check back on those figurines and see if there was anything else there. And the lady just throws a bag at me and says, "Fill the bag. Anything you can put in the bag, $5." And so I gave her $5, and she gave me a huge bin bag, and I just ran around the room. And it was like one of those supermarket sweeps where you're like, "You have a minute, shop." So I went around, I was grabbing, and I got a stack of Mary Kay cosmetics, which was really interesting. I have a story about Mary Kay cosmetics. I picked up about 2 months ago. I was in the Salvation Army thrift store, and I picked up a big carrying case full of Mary Kay cosmetics. Now I weren't 100% sure they were new. They were like a sample pack, so I didn't want to put it on eBay because you can't sell used cosmetics on eBay. So I put it on Craigslist, and I sold it for $100. And I met a lady in town, and she was really excited about trying out Mary Kay cosmetics because she was thinking about becoming a consultant. So great sale on Craigslist. I don't do a lot on Craigslist, um, but I think it's worth it if you've got something over $50 that for whatever reason you have a hard time selling on eBay or Amazon. Like perhaps it's really big or heavy or awkward. So I got a huge stash of Mary Kay samples, and there were a lot of sealed bags and pouches and sample kits. So I grabbed that, and I found two precious moments. I found, oh, that I think that was when we found one of the Starbucks mugs. Um, just a bunch of stuff. Threw it all in the bag, $5. Then we went back to the book room, and that's when things got insane. So there were books and electronics, and they started off, yeah, you can fill a box for $5. So I'm like derping around. Okay, we've got about 5-10 minutes left. Okay, I'll fill a box for $5. And I had the box, and we're doing that, and he starts going, okay, fill a box, $2, $2. Okay, as many boxes as you like, $2. And then they yelled out, everything you can carry out of the room for $1. So it turned crazy. And my awesome boyfriend, he's in the chat room. Hi, Isaac. he um he said, toner, get the toner. So we ran to the corner. There were two printers, and we grabbed three. We had I picked up two printers, three boxes of toner, and a load of random stuff like cassettes, videos. There were, oh, not zip drives. What are they called? GIF drives? I don't know. There was a lot of really random stuff. But I think it's pretty cool to just have that chance to just grab whatever catches your eye and looks interesting. Um, because you can take a chance and you might learn something. And I didn't know what those discs are, whether they're like zip discs. I can learn something. I can learn which ones sell. So, and gosh, I ended up, check out this cool printer. Oh, there's no FBA sellers. It's got a rank of like 60 in electronics, and in acceptable condition, it's selling for about $150. Bam! We have all our money back for the morning. Like, it, that was such a cool sale. Such a cool sale. We got a camera. We got, oh, I got these awesome, awesome shoes. Check out these shoes. I think I might need to wear these. I think they're my size actually. So I just wanted to show off the shoes. They're just one of those things that catches your eye from across the room, and you're like, those are cool shoes. I need to check those out. So awesome shoes. Oh, so here was my zebra shoes. Those are pretty cool shoes. So here was my big find for the morning. I think it's a big find. There might be a bit of a catch with this. But at one of the weird parking lot sales I went to, and this was the one where the guy was trying to sell video games for $20. I picked up two pictures or framed posters. Um, and I asked the guy how much they were, and he looked at me and went, well, that would be $1. Okay, I'll show you what these pictures were because I think this was a pretty cool find. Hold on. All right, here's the first one. This is the first one. Oh, it's Miss Saigon. I thought it was Les Miserables, but it's Miss Saigon, and it's signed by the cast. So that's pretty neat. I haven't done any looking into who was in the cast, or indeed which version of Miss Saigon this was. But I think that's definitely saleable. So that was interesting. This is the second one, $1. Okay, it's Sunset Boulevard, and take a look at the cast, starring Glenn Close. Wait for it. Wait for it. Glenn Close signature right there. Wow. This I looked at it and I'm just like, does that say Glenn Close? Does that actually say Glenn Close? It does. And I went to buy it and the lady goes, wow, you have a find there. She said, and I said, well, the guy said it was $1. She said, what? $1? Okay, but that says Glenn Close on it. Yes, I know. So that was my bit of excitement. So go on eBay and have a look at Sunset Boulevard signed poster, Glenn Close. $300. The bidding is currently at $300. This isn't my listing. This is another listing. So that's and it hasn't finished. It's got 2 days to go. The only catch is that the one that's listed at the moment is a charity listing. So I think, in all honesty, I think the prices are artificially inflated on that because it's a charity listing. So probably they've got their fans, their followers for the charity. They're gonna pay more because it's a charity listing. So oh, John says the Miss Saigon one's going for 150 to 200. Yes! Wow, what a great morning. So that was a good investment for $2. Um, so I don't know. I don't think I'm going to get 300 because I have a feeling it's only getting 300 because it's a charity listing. But that's cool because it pushes the price up. So if people check the completed listings and see what price it was going for, they're going to see 300. So maybe I'll get that. Wow, what a good morning! Wow, thank you, John, for looking that up. That's really cool. Um, so that was a lot of my finds from this morning's rummage sale haul. Hey, if anyone's got any questions or any suggestions, I'm seeing you all in the chat room. If anyone wants to say anything, if anyone wants to come on air, do come and join me. Paul, I don't know if you want to say hi and tell me about your scanner, because I know that's getting a lot of it, or tell us about your book group, because I know that's getting a lot of attention. So if anyone wants to ask anything or say anything, either on or off air, please do. I'm really excited doing Spreecast and actually having that option where people can come and say hi. Oh, I went to I went to a couple of estate sales over the week. Not super successful, as I say. This guy. This is a funny story, and Paul, I think you'll like this. So this guy that beat me to every book sale, every book at the estate sales. He had a PDA. He's like a pro. I see him all the time. And the guy running the sale goes, "So how does your laser thing work? How does it work?" And he goes, and he's Russian. It is top secret. And the guy's like, "Oh," and he said, "Well, I want one for my warehouse." And the guy's like, "You have a warehouse?" And the other guy goes, "Yes, but it's top secret." And he just was like laughing to his wife, and they go, "Top secret." So I think that might be my new catchphrase now. Just say, "It's top secret." I don't know. It's I'm kind of signed up to the Gary V thing of share your smarts. Um, I know there was a lot of talk about whether people should pay for information about eBay and Amazon and what we do. I mean, I can see. I think there's a bit of both. Um, yes, it's fine to have a paid service, because honestly, we this is a capitalist society. We need money. Writing a book or making a lot of videos takes work and takes a bit of experience and knowledge. And I mean, I just make it up as I go along, but I mean, there's a lot of people who are doing a lot of work and a lot of research. So I think it's cool to pay for services and for information. um, I figured most of what I do for free just by reading forums and chat groups, but I think if you can read something or follow tutorials, then it speeds up your learning. But I think for me doing the videos, I watched Gary V, and if you haven't watched Gary V, he's really interesting. He's like I guess a motivational entrepreneur business speaker. He swears a lot. He swears lots. I swear a lot, but I try not to swear in my videos because I know people don't like people being sweary a lot. But he doesn't care. He swears a lot. Um, what was I talking about? Not swearing. Um, Gary V. He said, share your smarts, and I think that's a really cool philosophy. And I've started really enjoying talking about what I do for a few reasons. I find I learn more by talking, because I want to be more sure of my facts. Like I was talking about bundling, and I realized I'd missed something in the policy about how you um, need to describe your bundle in the bullet points, and that was like a learning point for me. And I know there's been things in the Facebook group where people have asked things, and I've been like, I need to look into this. I need to figure this out and learn it myself. So I really enjoyed sharing because I found it to be a learning experience for me. And also, it's kind of confidence boosting because I think when you start out, you tend to be very jealous of your secrets, and you want to protect all your knowledge and all your secrets because you have this fear that if someone finds out about FBA, they're going to go and buy all of your stash and sell it, and they're going to do exactly what you do. um, there's a little bit of truth in that, honestly. I mean, I know a lot of people say no, that doesn't happen, it's fine, bolos are fine. There is some truth in that because honestly, I've seen I used to be able to go in Big Lots and just scan and find anything there and you could sell it. Now there's often a lot of sellers, so I think there's a lot more sellers, and they tend to hit the same places. They tend to hit Big Lots and Walmart, and there is a bit of that. But I do think that if you talk about what you do, most people aren't going to do exactly what you do, but they might be inspired by it, or they might get an idea from it and run with it. And I think it's cool. I think it's really cool to share what you do and to talk about it. And I found that if you offer information to people, they offer information back, which is really nice. I loved hearing Cheryl tell me about vinyl. That was great. I mean, I love every. Another thing I do is at estate sales, I keep my ears really open. I listen to the chat of people around me because at estate sales, there's often a lot of dealers. And there's stuff I don't know much about. I wish I knew more about jewelry. I wish I knew more, I don't know, about art, stamps, furniture. I know nothing. There's a lot of things I'd love to learn more. And I find by going to estate sales, particularly, they're like a big learning experience. You can hear people who like really know a particular niche, or you can watch them. You can see what they zone in on. I mean, I saw one guy and he just ran around the room picking up owl figurines and little antique figurines. It's like, those are interesting. I would never have looked at those. And he knew he'd looked at the pictures on estatesales.net, and he went straight for those. Um, so that's something I think it's cool to be really open to learning. An estate sales a great place to do it. Or just buy really cheap stuff at rummage sales that looks interesting, that catches your eye, and you can research it. And if you have a dud, you can find what's not a dud. So I found a few things at estate sales this week. These are interesting. Dr. Schwab. Never heard of him. Never heard of Dr. Schwab. I picked up 4 of these. They were $3 each, so I guess so. I spent $12 on them. But they were sealed, and they caught my eye because they look expensive, I guess. Actually, they're local. They say made in San Diego, which is interesting. Because probably someone bought them at a show or a convention, perhaps. But I looked up the Ginkgo lift on eBay, and it sold for $80. And apparently, this had a retail price of $125. So actually, I was just looking for perfume, and I picked these up. Sealed boxes of stuff you've never heard of, especially in bathrooms, are often a really, really good buy. As far as I can tell, there's no expiry date on these. I think I'll probably eBay them. I don't know about the other 3. The Ginkgo one sold for $80 on eBay. Someone sold that for $80. These ones I don't know, but we'll see. So I might bundle those if they're not worth so much. But really interesting find there. That was at an estate sale. I went to another little rummage sale on Thursday. Excuse me, I need to drink coffee. I'm sorry, it's very rude drinking coffee on there. But I went to a rummage sale on Thursday, and this is why it's good to trawl Craigslist. And um, I have a if this then that trigger going for rummage sales. I don't know if you've seen if this then that. I think that's what it is, or ift. It's a cool tool. It interacts with different websites, and you can pull information from certain websites and get it to notify you or do other actions. So for example, if someone mentions you on Facebook, you can have it archive that post maybe, or save a picture of you. If someone posts a picture of you on Facebook, you can get it to save that picture of you to your Google Drive perhaps. Matt Ingy, will this one end up going on YouTube? Hopefully, I'm gonna try to get this on YouTube. Hi Matt. Matt's a good friend of mine in Canada. And he and his wife Cheryl found a great big hug mug. Yay! So what was I talking about? I was talking about I got distracted. We had the skin cream. We talked about that. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I was talking about if this then that. So I have if this then that set to tell me if the word rummage appears on the San Diego Craigslist. So I get notified of pretty much any rummage sale, which is really useful. So I this one on Thursday was a preview of a church sale. So it it was pretty quiet. I'm glad I didn't wait till the weekend to go. Um, but I went to the preview and you had to pay $5 to go in. So I'm like, okay, I'll pay $5. And we talked about this actually on another group about book sales, and whether it's worth it to pay to go into a sale. Yes, it's all just be the first in line. You know, I've thought about this with estate sales. I feel like people, in fact, I've seen it happen. People start saying, "Hey, I'll pay to get to the front of the line," because it is. They didn't actually do it, but people have offered it. Because it is really worth it to get in at the beginning of a sale, especially for books. Oh, I'm sorry, Jason. You say the sound keeps cutting out. I hope everyone can hear me all right. Um, the it's worth getting in at the start for for book sales particularly, because there's usually a lot of dealers in line, and they'll go in straight away. With other stuff that you have to dig for or that's more niche, not so much. But if you want sealed books like FBA stuff, you probably want to get in there first. So I got to this preview day, um, and it was funny because there were some ladies and they were going, "Well, I don't recognize these people. Who are these people? I thought this was just for the congregation." So someone put it on Craigslist so it became public. Sorry, ladies. But I found some fun things there actually. I spent $26 plus the $5 entry fee, and I came out with a big box of stuff. I saw another book dealer there, and I don't think there was a lot in books. I left him to it, honestly, because I saw him going through them, and I know this guy, and he's the guy that was nice to me last week and warned me about the Lego set. So I left him to it, and I looked around the rest of the sale, and I picked up a Garmin GPS system, which was a great buy, and perfume. I found some nice perfume. This one sells for $30. That's Tova. There was a few other perfumes as well. There was a Victoria's Secret. Oh, this is a bit of a bolo. Victoria's Secret perfumes, they actually sell, especially if they're old, like they're not current ones. They often sell for more than you would think, even if they're half full. I think the one I picked up, I haven't got it to show you, but I think it sells for about $30 or $40, and it's just a little bottle of Victoria's Secret perfume. So if you see that, that is a bolo. It looks like it would be cheap and that you shouldn't bother with it, but actually they tend to be a good find. So I picked up perfume. I found these cool mugs. Look at these mugs. I got a pair of them. I couldn't find these on eBay. So I spend too much time on Facebook. I'm sure plenty of other people do. And what's cooler than spending time on Facebook and drinking coffee from a Facebook mug? They look authentic. They're the real they're like the old fashioned face. I don't know, did Facebook change colour? Because I have this feeling like Facebook used to be a darker blue, but maybe I'm imagining things. But those are I don't know, I couldn't find those on eBay. So I'm not sure what price to set those at. But I think those are pretty interesting. Um I don't know. How much do we think a Facebook mug will go for on eBay? I'm guessing high. I think I'll probably aim high and then bring it down and see how that goes. Another thing that's interesting that I never thought about is selling mugs on Amazon. And I know people are selling Starbucks mugs on Amazon. You know, it's funny. I never thought of that. I always have this mental image of selling on Amazon is sort of media and um, sealed boxes and electronics and gadgets. And I'd never thought of things like mugs and collectibles. But actually, I've seen the prices on some Starbucks mugs on Amazon. And I didn't think of doing that. Yaya says she's going to sell her mugs on Amazon. You know, I don't know. Maybe the problem is I don't think these are branded. So I don't know. I'm very cautious on Amazon. eBay, I tend to be a bit more I'll sell more random things. But Amazon, I tend to be very cautious about the condition and brand and everything else, just because they seem a lot stricter, and because I really, really value my Amazon account. Um, so I don't know. I've got Facebook. Oh, the other thing I found. There are a few other things I bought today. What else did I buy? Oh, I picked up this today. An old mouse. I know Deborah Conrad. If you can check out her Thrifting for Profit and Charlene's Thrifting for Profit podcast and their group. I know she's talked a lot about old tech, but I think this sells for about $30 or $40. It's still new in the pack. I won't sell it as new because look, it's got dents and it's got labels and it is new. It's still sealed, but it's not Amazon new. Um, I've talked about this before actually, how I get around, well, I don't get around it, but if I have something that is like new or very, very good, and it's sealed, I know some people sell as new and they'll say, well, it's new, but there's a dint on it. I don't do that. I don't like messing with the condition guidelines. So what I'll do, I'll say it's very good, it's still sealed, there is some damage to the packet, and I'll take photographs. And I think I've said this before, but it's I think it makes you stand out from all the light news, because I know there's often a really big price difference between new and very good or new and like new. Oh, John says he's seen some Facebook mugs. Yeah, I haven't seen this style though. Like the ones I've seen on eBay seem to be not official Facebook mugs. Like I feel with these are like they seem like when Facebook was launched. I could be wrong. I mean, they could be worth nothing, to be honest. But I just have a feeling about them. So I'm going to follow my feeling just because this. And also, they're a nice size. See, I like big mugs. There's my big Starbucks mug. They're big. They're nice big size. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep them and drink coffee out. I drink a lot of coffee. I have to. Oh my gosh, I was up till 2 FBAing last night. I was packing my FBA boxes last night. I got so much to FBA. My problem is sending everything out. And then I was up at 6 this morning at rummage sale, so I had a little nap this afternoon, but not a lot of sleep going on. So a lot of coffee going on. Oh, Matt Ingy says, do they have car boot sales here? They don't have them in Canada, and he's thought about organising one. Awesome, you should do it. That's such a great idea. They don't have they have they call them swap meets in the US. So in the UK, I know there was someone else from the UK in the chat room. In the UK, and this is kind of how I got started way back in the day. I used to go to car boot sales when my kids were really little. And I used to buy clothes and sell them on eBay. This was before I did it for a living. This was when I was just sort of playing at it. Um, but in England, they have car boot sales, and everyone parks their cars and sells out the back of their cars, which I guess is pretty much like a swap meet here. So we do have them, Matt. We have swap meets, and I think actually it's a really good business if you can find a big open space. Um, Probably you'd do really well if no one's doing anything like that near you. But I don't know. Maybe call it a swap meet, and then people will understand what you're doing. I don't know. Plenty of school car parks. That's kind of the English system. Here they use the one here is in the sports arena car park, and it's huge. I don't go to swap meet. I've only been like once or twice to the swap meet, which is lame, but it kind of clashes with. I mean, Fridays I do estate sales, and Saturdays I do yard sales. So I don't have a lot of time for swap meeting, and also I think there's a lot of dealers there, so the prices tend to be a bit high. But actually, when I did go, I did find some decent deals, so I probably should go to swap meets. Julie, yay, car boot sales are great. They are. They're a lot of fun. And I think what's fun about car boot sales is they're very amateur. They tend to be people who are just getting rid of stuff, so the prices are really, really good. Um, oh, I did find one other thing. This is like the most unsexy thing that you could possibly find at a rummage sale. It's Wow, this is great. I'm not going to model it. I think it's new. I hope it's. Oh my god. I hope to God it's new. I think it's new because. Oh, actually, I don't know. It's a surgical compression vest. If you look on eBay, some of these are sold for $80, $70, $80. It's got the instructions. It's got very small smudge on, but actually it doesn't look worn. Like it looks like there's some marks on it, but it doesn't look like it's been worn. 50 cents. Yay! That was very unsexy. Not a lot of fun there, but that's kind of I just sold some tampons for $19. So they were old, they're collectible. I don't know, but $19 for a sample pack. So eBay is so weird. Like I think I was watching a Spreecast the other day about grocery shopping and how embarrassing stuff sells really well because people don't like walking into stores and buying certain things. Um, so I guess that's not embarrassing, but it might be difficult to find and it's awkward to buy and it's a hassle. So things like that, great. Medical health stuff, especially if it's new. And watch out for the FDA. Like I found a tens machine at a yard sale, and I was like, great, tens machines, awesome. Um, but you can't sell them. You can't sell them because the FDA will come down on you. It's like selling drugs, which sucks because I mean, I don't know. I I guess it's a medical device, and I guess you don't want to get sued. Um, so be careful of the FDA if you have anything that could be construed as a medical device. But surgical compression vests, where it's at. Yaya says depends. Depends can be good. And pads, yeah, especially if they're old. The more vintage they are, they're great. Do I have anything else to talk about? Not a whole. Oh, I got a cool dinosaur. You know, I really like this dinosaur. Isn't he great? He's like, "Rah!" I like the dinosaur. I think I bought him just because I really like the dinosaur. Um, Actually, I looked on eBay. He sells. There's people trying to sell these for about $40. But then I got him in daylight and looked, and he's really not in that great condition. He's a bit worn. Um, my little boy said, "I want the dinosaur. He's awesome." So I think I might not be able to sell the dinosaur. I don't know if anyone else sells a lot with kids, but it's hard work. Um, I find like if I buy candy and FBA groceries, they tend to disappear. My counts go down. Um, so it's hard work, and you always want to give stuff to the kids, and yeah. So I might lose the dinosaur. I might have to give that to my little boy. Um, did I have anything? Is there anything anyone wants me? Oh, Yaya asks, is your business more FBA or eBay? My bread and butter is FBA. Like really, especially at Christmas, like Christmas with FBA is through the roof. At the moment, things are a little bit slower on FBA, but they're still good. Um, I do a lot of bundles. I think that's my core business. And I will talk about that. I've had a lot of people saying we want a tutorial on bundling. I'm working on that. I'm going to put it together, but I want to make sure it's good and very specific. So that's probably my core thing. I don't do retail arbitrage in huge amounts. I'd like to move more um, to doing wholesale and expanding out my business. Um, it's funny. I wanted to talk about this a little bit because, oh, Julie says Lego upsets my boys. I know it's awful. You have to hide stuff, and I don't know. On the other hand, though, my kids get a lot of stuff. They get all my mistakes and my tentative, speculative buys, so I don't feel too bad for them. But sometimes you feel bad if you've got like a great buy. Um, I saw someone talking about the frozen things, and she was saying, "Well, I don't know whether to give this. I've got this dress. It sells for $70, but I maybe I should just give it to my kids." No, I don't know. My thing is always, if I had $70 right now, would I buy a Frozen dress with it? Now, if it's their birthday, and yeah, maybe. And it's a personal thing, but I always figured no. I'll buy them. I'll buy them something cheap, and then I'll buy them a Frozen dress when the prices come down. Um, so that's my thought on it. eBay, I see eBay as quick cash. Like if you want cash flow quickly, eBay's a way of just you can sell things fast and get the money in your account, and have more money to go sourcing. I wanted to talk a little bit about this because, I was watching a lot of Spreecasts last night, and I tend to watch Spreecast when I'm working on FBA, when I'm scanning and packing things, because I find it motivating having some background noise and chat. Um, but it's really easy to get overwhelmed. And I feel like that. Like I've been doing it a couple of years. Um, and I think it gets really overwhelming because you've got like one person saying, "Hey, I do online arbitrage and I go to all these websites and I look at all these sites and buy online." You've got someone else who's like, "Oh, I go to wholesalers. I'm writing letters to wholesalers." You've got someone who's going to conventions and trade shows and buying things there. You got someone who's going to Walmart and scanning Walmart and buying everything from Walmart. You've got people going to yard sales, going to book sales. Like it can get really overwhelming. And I think you need to have some focus. And this is something I'm sort of telling myself as well is you need to focus what you're doing and look at the big picture and how you're growing your business. Um, and invest a lot of what you get, invest it back into more inventory. um, Books, I think, have become quite a core part of what I do, books and media, um, because they're easy to sell and easy to get a lot of. If you know where to look, if you go to the right sort of rummage sales, yard sales, estate sales, you can pick up a lot of books, and media and DVDs and CDs and video games. You can pick them up cheap and you can send them into Amazon very easily, and they'll sell steadily. So I consider those kind of a core part of my business. Um, So yeah, bundling groceries, novelty items, seasonal items. I do a lot of seasonal items. I tend to follow the holidays very closely. I know a lot of people don't want to waste time with that. They see it as very time consuming, but I like seasonal stuff. I've had a lot of luck with seasonal stuff. This is a little bit of a dry spell seasonally. There are some things coming up. There's Mother's Day. There's Cinco de Mayo. Have we had Mardi Gras? Yeah, we've there's still seasonal things coming up. There's 4th of July coming up. So that I tend to follow seasonal stuff. So seasonal stuff, books, yard sales, and then I try to sell high value things on eBay or put things into decent lots on eBay. I don't tend to bother with $10 listings or $15 listings. I tend to go with um, higher higher listings on eBay just because it's time consuming to type listings. I saw an awesome thing someone posted. Can't remember who it was who was doing it. It was a tutorial about HTML in um, listings on Amazon and how to make your listings look so good on Amazon with using HTML coding. Now that's kind of an advanced thing, and I don't think you need that. If your bundle's good, it sells itself. But I think you're always learning with this, like always learning. Bundling is one step, just learning the basics of putting a bundle together, creating a listing. After that, you've got making the listing look really good, putting in pictures, putting in descriptions, and then you've got all the marketing and SEO. I think I saw Deborah the other day. She's at a conference and she heard someone talking about eBay and how we should be worrying less about the eBay Cassini search engine and looking at how we can make our eBay listings searchable by Google because people are searching on Google, and I think this applies to Amazon as well. Um, that if people Google your item, you want to have descriptions that Google will find. So this is a big topic. It's a really big topic, and I think it's easy to get really overwhelmed with information. There's so many Spreecasts, there's so many gurus, um, and they've all got brilliant advice, but there's only so many hours in a day. Like, oh my gosh, I'm telling myself this. I think I've had 4 hours sleep, because you just can't do everything. So have some focus on what you enjoy doing and what works for you. When you find something that works for you, build on it. So I find books work, so I seek out books, and I seek out media. I also find perfumes always work for me, so I seek out perfumes. This lady I spoke to, she said she found vinyl that sells for $300, $400. So you find what works for you, what you know, and you build on it. And you'll build your own niches. My niches have shifted around. I've done party things I've done seasonal. I've done very. I started off doing like handbags and shoes. I don't really touch those now, except for these cool zebra shoes because those are awesome. Um, but you'll find that probably, and also you need to be responsive. You need to be responsive to what's working for you, and alter your course to fit what is working for you and keep expanding that and drop the things that aren't working for you. um, but don't try and follow everything, and don't try and do everything at once like eBay and Amazon and Etsy and Craigslist, because it's a lot. um, so don't drive yourself crazy. You're doing great. I I don't know. That's pretty much the advice I have. Yaya asks, how do you choose the right keywords? Um, you know, um, I think that's a really big topic on Amazon. Um, there's a lot of spaces for keywords, and I think it's important to use the right keywords in the right place. So you have like intended audience. With intended audience, I tend to think in groups of people. Um, like, don't be too politically correct is one thing I've found. If you think something's going to appeal to older people or they're going to buy for their grandchildren, put seniors in there. If you think it's going to apply to a particular religious group, put Christians in there, or or a particular. I mean, if you're selling Mexican candy, you can put Hispanic or Mexican. I don't think you want. You've got to think. Tell it like it is. Um, I mean, I saw someone in one group and they had. It was lovely. I wasn't thrifting for profit. I can't remember which group it was in, and they had a bathing lady in a bathing suit, and she's doing pull-ups. She's a fat lady in a swimsuit. I mean, you can use the word fat as a keyword because that's what people are going to type in. Um, I think this goes with selling. I mean, don't be offensive. Don't use like really offensive words or be obnoxious with it. But I think with keywords, you have to be very specific and tell it like it is. Um, that there's a lot more to keywords. Also think about what people are likely to be looking for. It's all about putting yourself in the buyer's shoes and the kind of words that they'll use. Um, so there's more to it than keyword. You saw the bathing beauty. I've got some candles of those. I've been meaning to sell them for a long time, but they're kind of stashed. I need to bring those out and sell those because they're fun. Um, so I think that's all I've got to talk about today. We've had an hour. We've gone over an hour. So I think I'm gonna call it a day there. Thank you so much, everyone who's joined us. Um, we're doing so well. The Facebook group, I think we've got 160 people there. We've got 230 subscribers on YouTube. I'm going to do my best to archive this to YouTube. I need to look into how to do that. It's been really fun doing a live show. I've really enjoyed having you all here. It's been really nice being able to interact with you. Um, Thank you so much for joining me again. And I'll see you all again next week. I'm going to aim for the same time because this works out well. Thanks, everyone. Have a great evening and have a great week and good luck treasure hunting. All right. Goodbye, everyone.